Hello all and hello, welcome. Welcome all, hello. It is I, Tabs. It is the Essentials.tf channel, and we're bringing you some more action from the 6v6 Summer Brawl 2024. We've made it into round 6 of 7 of our week-long game bonanza of TF2. And finally, I get to make up my way onto the microphone, but I'm not alone. I've got your very own Prem player medic from Verdastis is Duff, is Corndog. How are we doing, Corndog?
Very good, thank you, Turbo. I want to compliment you on your fantastic pronunciation there. I was very impressed.
I mean, I think it's actually wrong. I think I pronounced Duff.
Für das Lied ist doof.
Doof. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm getting the German nod. All right. Okay. So now, just to reiterate here for you, Condog, if you're just joining us, this is pretty much all the way into our 6v6 Summer Brawl, hosted by Bud and brought to you by Gladiator.tf. And teams are trying to work their way into that top four, because that top four decides who gets to go in that playoff bracket and actually go into those sort of best of threes eliminations and whatnot. So that means if you're coming shy out of this group stage with all these points, you're probably not even going to make it to that top four, and it's getting sweaty now with only 2 rounds left to go. But I've got a treat for you, Corndog. It is going to be SKEDDA versus MANDEM on the stream. What do you think of that?
I mean, Turbo, can we address the elephant in the room right now?
Okay, yeah, sure. Address it.
The fact that we don't know where anybody stands right now.
Okay,
the tables. I'm out on him. Bud hasn't told us. We don't know who's who. We don't know who's winning. You know, we've seen a couple of maps dropped from unsuspecting teams, but we don't know. You know, this would assumed to be the almost the grand final repeat from last season. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, no.
So you'd expecting these teams to be coming out top, but I think we know after day one, SKEDDA were in third place behind the gel team, G6, I believe is what they're called.
Yes. So
I mean, I'd hope for this to be a good game. It should be a fairly competitive one. I know obviously the grand finals wasn't the best that it could have been, but you know, I'd be expecting MANDEM to come out on top. But I guess we'll see where these 2 maps take us.
Yeah, and the 2 maps are going to be Snakewater and Sunshine. Sunshine was the pick of MANDEM, and the SKEDDA went with the comfort pick of Snakewater. I think they're both comfort picks from their previous seasons as well. So I don't think we're going to see too much surprises in all the bans and all that stuff, apart from maybe the fact that Mac wholly wants to avoid King of the Hill and at any cost. But other than that, it's looking pretty cookie cutter, Corndog.
Yeah, I think I think that's SKEDDA the elf. You know, he's definitely one of the most formidable players in the seasons, and yeah, I'm not sure Lucas is quite what he used to be. You know, he's still a formidable guy, and he's still got his talents, but the elf is just too strong. He's too strong.
Speaking of Lucas, we're not going to see him this evening, sadly. It's actually going to be Domo ringing in for the Czech player, and yeah, I mean that's still a pretty good side grade, all things considered, in my books. I think Domo was even actually going over some pointers with Lucas when he was kind of, you know, shaking off all the rust coming into the last season. So I imagine they're going to play very similarly in this game tonight.
I mean, you'd be hard pressed to say that Domo is a side grade to Lucas. I think Domo he's got all the accolades to back him up now.
Oh, you know, yeah, touche. You're right.
He's certified himself as one of the stalwarts of.
I think I just didn't want to do your boy Lucas like that, you know, just kind of slap him down like, oh my God, SKEDDA can finally win now. They were locked. They're locked back in.
No, you gotta put Lucas in his place. You know, that guy's he's an overconfident young boy sometimes. You know, you gotta let him know that he's not necessarily all that he can be. Sometimes he's put him in his place.
I see Blank in the server as well. I'm guessing, is he playing for MANDEM, or is everybody playing like hot swaps tonight?
I guess so. I haven't checked out the logs. I wonder who's missing.
Well, Lordox is here. Maybe Haunts might be missing. We'll see who kind of rocks up. Warped and Geordie are here, so I assumed Blank is playing for MANDEM.
Yeah, Haunts looks to be missing. Yeah, so I guess Blank will be roaming tonight, which, damn, these are... okay, Turbo, I'm not one for shit talk. You know me. I'm a nice young lad
I
normally.
could hear it in the tone of your voice already, like locking and loading that shit talk,
But
ready.
I'm gonna say how it is. All right. If he had to pick 2 soldiers from the 4 that are on the server tonight, I'm going with Warped and Geordie every day of the week. There's no way I would ever take Lardox and Blank as like my 2 soldiers. So I'm not saying there's gonna be a diffing tonight, but just watch out.
I think Blank was in the grand final actually as well. Didn't one of their soldiers not manage to make it? I think Lardox wasn't able to make it in the grand final for Mandem. So technically, he's a grand final winner
I
over on
mean,
Blank.
you're not wrong, but Haunts is a difference maker.
Oh,
All right, he's a
100%,
playmaker.
100%. Yeah, he's a big, I think, voice in the comms as well.
He's a fan favorite. He's always making big plays. I'm a big fan of the guy.
All right, so we've gone through all the differences. We are telling you what's going on the line for these games tonight. And, just to add a bit more spice as well, there are no golden caps throughout all of this. So if players and teams draw tonight, it kind of sucks when it comes to the I say ETF draw table, the Bud table, as and it's quite egregious as well. It's like a playoff system. You have to get in that top 4 if you want to stand a chance. So, and I think SKEDDA is more desperate for these points than Mandem is, so they will look for any excuse, blank or not, to kind of walk away tonight. And I'm just going to ask outright, Corndog, who's going to win?
Damn, you do me like that. I mean, I don't like to put myself on the line like that, but
show me that Corndog crystal ball.
All right,
what is happening in the future?
Snake Water's going. It's definitely going the fancy elf's way. Mandem are taking it. It's not gonna be clean. It's not gonna be a 5-0. It's probably like a 4-2. Maybe even closer. Maybe 3-2, something like this. But then I think it might go back the other way on Sunshine when we get there. So it might be just time maps, Turbo.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this would be, I think, I don't have the logs right in front of me, but Mandem's, in your prediction, their first lost points tonight. So it'll be interesting. Anyways, if you're just joining us, this is the 6v6 Summer Cup, brought to you by Bud and brought to you by Gladiator.tf. I've been Turbo Tabs, and with me is Corndog, and we've also got Samus on production as well. It's SKEDDA versus Mandem. It's the rematch, the El Clasico for the Futurisco. As let's see what's happening on the mid so far. And nothing. No early soldiers, no early scouts, no sort of... Oh, actually, it's maybe Blank kind of teasing the idea of maybe something happening in kitchen, but they're not biting here over on SKEDDA. They're playing it smooth and control like any good Snake Water, and Blank has been killed off for his semi-aggression into the kitchen side, and they're trying to push across whatever sort of counterplay they could over on Mandem, but it's just met with the similar sort of push across from SKEDDA, and they are starting off well on their map pick, Corndog.
Yeah, it was nice. So, Bill was so much earlier to mid than Domo. He was a good 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him. I thought they had some nice presence, but then Blank gets some stuff picked off in the enemy kitchen. It's a nice play from Geordie. But then our boys SKEDDA, they end up with much better 2 scouts on the high ground positioning afterwards, as they're trying to take second at Turbo.
Yeah, they seeing maybe they can get a pick onto these scouts earlier on. It's quite brave of them, really, to push out onto
Soldier
second point
spoken.
like this. And Warped has got them in this sort of pincer, but doesn't want to go aggressive with the clutch, though. He wants to just kind of lock off the exit way, and Blank is kind of thinking of something similar, but he's going from Sawmill instead. It's a long sort of waited out, and Warp will get in behind, but not enough damage to really play off things. Blank gets a nice flank, though, gets a kill onto Menex, and also forces off the Uber charge, but Mac will kind of solidify things a little bit now. They have, I think, used their Uber over on Mandem as well, but they took their fight over in Sawmill, and yeah, it's just too many lost players for SKEDDA. They're going to back out to mid now, and they're making the push over on Mandem.
This is a bit crazy from Mandem, I think. I'm not sure they make this, especially with the spawners coming in. But it's a nice pick from Lardox. Trades out, I think they have to leave this. There's no way they can stay.
They're staying. They don't care if they've lost their demo man, though, but the Geordie goes down as well. They will trade out and lose out Boulder for a soldier. I'm not sure if that's really a worthy trade, but they want to stick with this, but they're confident over on SKEDDA that these respawners will win them the fight eventually, and I think they're right here, Corndog.
Yes, it's pretty written in the stars, to be honest. As soon as Boulder goes down, he's the main man, the vocal bloke on the team. But I just want to take you back to seconds. I don't know how Warped gets that force. It's a great play from him, but they knew he was there the entire time. he comes from this kind of awful doorway of lower. You know, someone should be all over that really. But they get in, and now it's Equilubers on seconds, and we'll see what they plan to do to break it.
Okay, so my eyes are turning towards Geordie, towards Warp. See what sort of soldier shenanigans. Actually, maybe just doing a slow push from grass with both the scout, one in, one out, and another goes back in. But throwing in Geordie now. Can't quite get on top of June, however. And that's not just a pick onto Geordie, that's a pick onto Menex as well. And that's got to be a push. Blank is already setting up aggression here from battlements, and yeah, no one's really getting in from the sides as well. Warp's maybe trying to do something fancy. Mac goes down. That's a drop sound in the distance I hear, and Domo is wondering, is this what a bad plane for the worst team is like?
That was just a hate to see it. I've been there. You know, you always manage a pipe across the map from Fancy sometimes. I'm surprised he's not typing up himself. But yeah, it went from quite a nice play onto second. Honestly, like Menex managed to slip in through Africa. Yeah, quite a nice attempt onto the medic, but then, I don't know, Geordie feeds on mid, and then the drop comes in, and before you know it, you're back on last with Fuluba Disad.
Okay, popped in nice and early, avoiding that sniper from Menex, and they've rotated off to their off classes now. Need to get some initial defense on to the point. Domo does a nice jump round to, I guess, avoid any sort of starting aggression, but he goes into the waiting arms of a scout. He gets shot down, finished off by a soldier, and with no demo man, there is no last. It's the first round to Mandem.
Yeah, really well played from Boulder there. He's he got like 3/4 of the cap time before anything even happened really. Then the nice flash from June, and the two soldiers are dead. And hopefully on this mid, as we go forwards, I don't want to see Blank getting picked off as easily as he did last time. It was frankly embarrassing.
Well, I mean, maybe that's a lesson learned. There is no aggression here on Snakewater in the modern day, and Blank, he's doubling down here, Corndog. He wants to stick around in that kitchen. They've set up stickies and a soldier sent to him
it's
as
the
well,
same
so that's
stuff,
an early
Turbo.
pick. So Warp now has a license to kind of go a bit aggressive. Geordie even going aggressive as well. Wants that demo man, can't get it though. Fancy with the fancy pipe will clean him up, and that puts down a simmer towards this push for Mac and company.
You just don't take on Fancy when he's got 4 pipes loaded. It's as simple as that. You know he's hitting at least 2 of them, if not 3, if not 4. But yeah, on the mids, I don't know. I read it like a book. Blank caught out in the enemy kitchen once again, and it's just a leave straight after that, and we're back in this second stalemate.
Yeah, this is where he starts, looking at his bracelet and wondering, like, what would haunts do? That's what it's engraved on there, and he can't seem to find the answer. Menek's going to get picked off by a nice trap from Fancy, hiding out in the grass area. He's going aggressive with the damage as well.
Damage.
And, yeah, they allows Boulder to get back in. He's feasting on all these low soldiers. The soldiers are feeding their lives away, but that's the opportunity for them to get some more damage in and for their team to follow up still. Geordie is in the death sentence place. Mac looks like he's going to follow. There's 2 left and a pause as well.
It's just exactly the same as the last round. They lose one. Menex runs in, dice of stickies, nice trap from Bill, and then it's like they're not ready to back out in time. They kind of end up in this kind of court area. Other doors are getting busted open by Mandem, and yeah, it's just ultimately a collapse from the blue side.
What I do like as well is in the aggression, it looks like Blank and Lordux are going so aggressive to the point where they don't mind throwing their lives away. So as long as it just enables Boulder to just keep going forward. Like, look, see, Lordux, oh my goodness, Lordux got destroyed, but still, I mean, there should ammunition for them to keep moving in. There's a heavy hanging about in forward.
Heavy might clean up.
Boulder will get the kill onto the soldier, but can't really dealing with the Menex heavy in forward. I mean, that was a savior of a heavy there, just kind of coming in, wings barred, and just kind of like an angel.
Dude, I love the bows from Mac onto his heavy from balcony to forward spawn. I've never seen that before. They might have to trade out here on Boulder. He's known for his trades. Oh no, Boulder, no! He's whipped out the sword, it's embarrassing.
Uber's popped off now. It's like a 2010 Uber. This is why we don't Uber the scouts in yesteryear, but they're actually going to back cap. That's a long planted black cap, as poor Enzo was waiting behind all the way for that. Will get the back cap, but will pay with his life, and yeah, that just puts a delay on the hopes and dreams of SKEDDA for this mid push.
Yeah, it's a nice play from Mandem there. They had Lardux played it very well as well. He took out Geordie as he was coming to contest. I wonder if that was preordained. Will they think about this the entire time? Who knows? But Yeah, it looks like SKEDDA. They're gonna try and force a way into mid. Although it's where Mac has timed out, I guess. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, this must be where the pause happened, and he's not even the most safe place as well, but maybe the pause, they might have just said a couple of things and tried to play it cool, just for sportsmanship. But anyway, we're back to a regular gameplay. Everyone's back. Mac didn't even disconnect, so it's not like he lost any sort of Uber percentage. Maybe just some of the percentage of healing, or not healing, I should say. And yeah, a grass push is on the cards for MANDEM. Very, very cookie cutter. Geordie is trying to press the issue, and what a value rocket, getting damage on 3 players there, getting the force as well. They will respond with their own Uber over on SKEDDA, but they're doing a delta split over on MANDEM. They've got 2 people behind, and Demo Man included, the flanking Demo Man in 2024. And speaking of flanks, Lardock's coming in from the front, trying to get the jump onto Mac, but Mac will actually go down to the flanking Inzo. And Fancy, he's seeing if he can get any sort of bonus kills in all this aftermath.
That is criminal from SKEDDA there. Like, there's no way you let your medic die. You've got 5 players around him. You know there's 2 behind. You go back and you deal with them first. Lardock's already fed in. Yeah, I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
I think the fear, maybe, like Fancy going behind, that's a different ball game when you've got a Demo Man that's gone behind, because those doors become a lot more dangerous. So I'm going to give them a bit of benefit of the doubt here. But they have now got a Kritzkrieg in play. Whether or not it will actually be played well is a different thing, however, as it looks like they're going to get pushed out of second. They deal with Geordie, who's the only casualty, and kind of throwaway for them to just do something, but there's no force to be had. They don't even have the Uber yet over on MANDEM, and yeah, already setting up for last now. This Kritzkrieg, I don't think is going to do much if this Uber does a lot of work, and already starting off on the left side, not even addressing the sentry gun. The sentry gun is doing nothing, nada, zilch. They will get a lot of cap time onto
Nice
the
7
board,
crits.
and Chris comes out now. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. It's actually catching everyone.
June.
It's worked out magnificently. June playing the Matrix CD in the desktop, will dodge a couple of bullets, but isn't quite near.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was about to start losing my mind at Mac for not building properly, but the crits does come out. It's a very nice block from Warped. Pretty clutch, and yeah, they get the crits in time, they clean up. It's I like to say it's my mark that I've left on the game, but you know.
Oh my god, I hate the Kritzkrieg as well. Is that your fault? I'm full of... Okay, let me put this emotion aside and let's just celebrate the fact that SKEDDA have got another Kritzkrieg on the card, but they should see this coming over on MANDEM.
It's wild that you stayed on crits. I think you swap off every time. It could end up leaving you in this awkward position where you're stuck on crits the entire time. They're stuffing the door from MANDEM though. The crits comes out.
Oh, the laser beams, they're missing everything. He's dodging them all. Finally gets the Demo Man down, and Mac is actually dodging pretty well. He's baiting all these players in. They're getting the 3 kills.
Nice.
Boulder is left alone. June is actually going to die in the game of Team Fortress 2. They've got the 2nd point. They're heading to last. No cap and no respawns for about 3 more seconds. It will be around on the board for SKEDDA. The Kritzkrieg sales manship right there. It's just an advertisement for that weapon, and it actually paid off magnificently.
Yeah, took them all the way across the map. You know, I'm really impressed by Mac there. If you know, it's one of those kind of situations where as medic you run through the door, you get off maybe a sticky or a couple of scout shots, but then you end up ultimately dying. But you actually lived for a long time, and it let them win the round off the back of it.
Both Demo Men turning up on time. They must be listening to your class, corn dog. They don't want to disappoint you anymore. And Blank does want to disappoint,
again,
however.
brother.
He's back in that kitchen. This man loves to cook, but he is cooking nothing, it seems, for his poor team. He's just stranded in, brought down pretty low. Geordie's taking another fight with him. He's buying a lot of space because they're wasting a lot of time and resources dealing with these players in kitchen. Blank leaves the kitchen finally now to kind of take a cigarette break, as the rest of his team have won mid off the back of all that sort of pressure from kitchen coming with nothing.
I mean, I don't like what I'm seeing from blue team. You know, last time they kind of relied on Geordie to win the 1v1. But I would have preferred to see maybe a scout kind of, what's the word? Not gangbang him, I don't want to say that. But yeah, you know, one from either side.
I mean, you know, just the flank, the regular word
flank.
that we
Yeah, that's the
players
one.
use.
Yeah, one thing to Yeah, but for some reason Domo had to kind of go and deal with it himself, and it just lose so much presence on the point when he has to do that, and it's not, the idea is right, but the execution is not quite there.
Oh, Menex putting a stop to any sort of gangbangs on this last point, as they will clean up these two soldiers. And now, with no soldiers on the card, you wonder, is it right to push out and from Snakewater last? Pushing with Menex, though, on Sniper. He has a shot sightline of June passively, but finally clocked on,
Geordie from
realizing...
side.
Oh, and yeah, Geordie will reconnect back up with his team. They can't really hold lobby long enough. Odomo getting the kill onto somebody. That's Boulder in the lobby area, but they've already committed to the back out now, and Menix will be back to the world of the living. They're going to make another push at it, but this time with a scout.
Yeah, it was kind of ballsy to hold it last time with only soldiers, but the soldiers from blue are getting through this time. I think this could be doable, especially with Blank going down on the backside. And Lardox has no health to hide this. I think Mandem have to leave. Are they going for a crazy Zoe trade?
Oh my god, Inzo just getting brave and just pops off a solo Uber, but there's not really been much multiing to have. A nice kind of split from the rest of SKEDDA. Menex going in deep, he wants Fancy, he's ignoring Boulder, finally deals with Boulder, he goes down, and Fancy's still caught in no man's land though. He could have taken the opportunity to leave, but decided to just stay in and maybe go for the pipes, but doesn't work out this time. Geordie on the aggressive, gonna find a blank soldier, actually goes down to the blank soldier.
It was good time bought from Fancy. As June was retreating, I think it was Lardox that came in, took her pack. June's running away, 20 health. Like Fancy kind of has to put his life on the line there, take out some rockets. So it's well played from Fancy.
Touche, touche. You're looking at it from a medic's eyes. I'm just looking at it from a demo man's eyes, I suppose, and I just see like, oh, my demo man is dead. This is a tragedy. This is the worst. But I guess if it's to save that medic, all is forgiven.
It's got to be done. Can I make a bold prediction here, Turbo?
You can make a bold prediction.
I'm thinking Geordie from window, Menex for Africa. They both feed. They don't get the force, and then Mandem chase them out. They catch two more all the way to last. It's a round. 2-1 for Mandem. Watch this.
ETF12 are holding with bated breath whether or not to ban Corndog right now for his future technology. Let's see. I'm seeing no jumps at all from window. I think they don't even know the window is there.
Okay, maybe Geordie gets from lower as well. They're going to go back a little bit, heal up.
Whoa, you can't change a prediction. You can't. That's not a prediction.
They're going to feed too. You got the basis of the idea.
Oh, right, it's just feed. Is that like...
Yeah.
I mean, I could have made that prediction.
It's the feed-ins that are getting caught, though.
I mean,
Classic.
someone needs to feed and someone needs to be fed in the game of Team Fortress 2. But okay, they're actually going to go for a 5-man push from the sawmill area, see if they can just overwhelm somebody. This allows a little bit of room for Geordie to get in. I say get in, more like just get pummeled with scout fire. So I guess you could count that as your prediction, as Geordie is fed.
And okay, don't give me too much credit. I was kind of hoping for a double, to be honest. He landed in quite a nice position. You know, he got out to the balcony. If there was maybe some more pressure from grass, I felt like the other doors weren't being abused.
Yeah.
The 5-man from Saw is a little bit odd, I had to say. But you know, they gave it a shot. They gave it a shot.
I think I actually preferred your idea of like going for the 2-man jump. I know it's a bit risky in like, that's double resources, but I mean, look at all the space Geordie made and look at where he was landing. Clearly, he's not going to get onto the medical. He's going to get a chance to, but he's making a lot of space, clearly. So I think this is now the time, because Geordie's now looking from window and warped is around in the area. They both... Oh, wait, no,
Menex is hungry. Oh my god,
he actually kills Fancy. And Geordie's in, but Geordie feeds.
Oh,
and they've used Uber. Domo wants to 100% stay in though when he goes down. Mac did not get the memo. I'm not used to such manly sort of aggression here, and Mac will drop his poor demo man. They have to go back. It's completely flipped the other way. They're maybe humouring the idea of holding on to mid. I don't know what Outfit is smoking though, as he is going to go down, but dreaming of holding on to mid.
Yeah, I mean, you think they would be used to the manly aggression on the demo man from Lucas, but Domo wants to stay in there. Mac just on 2 different wavelengths. Maybe that's the whole kind of Merc situation. But I don't know. I'm with Domo on that one. It screams a repush every day. You've got a scout, you've got a demo, you've got the catch, you've got the damage, but they don't use it in time.
Lardox, instead of going for those big boy bombs, just going for little bites into the first player. He sees simple jumps, I call them in TF2, and well, he simply goes down. He was going a bit more complex in that cheese area, and yeah, this is a back out for MANDEM.
95%. They've got ads on red if they want to use this. I think they want to, though.
No, I don't think they're aware of it, actually, which is kind of weird because they should be. But Geordie is fishing for something. I doesn't quite find what he was looking for, and he will go down. But this maybe will prompt a bad push out of Mandem, and Geordie will be in the back of the fight relatively soon. So they're going for a grass push now. Warped is watching Inzo on the flank, and actually
it's a bold trade.
Yeah, they're just going to do a bold trade.
Oh my
no!
God, Mac,
Domo
not
going
again.
down. Domo is going to have some stern words for Mac after this. I'm telling you now.
You chase this out every time as red, all the way to last. There's no sentry gun. It looks like Geordie might go for a play from lower. No, he's not interested in it. He's busting in through top left here. And this screams around.
Boulder. Yeah, Boulder's already in. He's got no pressure on him. He's already got so much cap time. He is blocking the only walkway into that last point, and yeah, that's the second round on the board. And I mean, Mac has to, just shake off these sorts of little drops here and just reset. It's only one round.
It is only one round, Turbo, but it happens to the best of us. We've all been in that situation. At least he's not dropping himself yet, I guess.
Yeah, touche. That is some glass half full outlook.
He's quicker to mid this time.
Not really too much of consequence, though. Both Domo not really getting too much done. And this time Blank has taken the memo. He is not going near that kitchen, even though it kind of worked out last time. So, and oh my God, Inzo is tagged, but he's back with a crossbow. They're just seeing who, and they're just taking small little bites over on SKEDDA. Getting ever so teeny tiny brave, but actually backing off what little progress they've made so far. And yeah, just seeing the first sign of weakness. Maybe the first sign of weakness is Inzo going out and about, round and injured, but comes back in, gets a health pack. He's gonna go down now. That injury actually has stuck and brought him down to critical health. And look at the dominoes fall one by one, but the dominoes have one last lifeline. That is the Uber, and they do get a kill onto the disconnected Menex. June manages to stay alive during all that. I'm surprised Warp didn't just commit into there.
I mean, Warp wanted to commit in there. June was 50 health. I think he shot the pillar. I'm not sure if I saw that correctly, but I think he shot the pillar in Saw, which... Whew.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different story if that rocket did connect. And Lardo's going for the sky bomb, gets the force onto Mac. That could have been a worse situation than it turned out to be, but they get 2 kills with this. Could they just convert this into a regular nice Uber over on SKEDDA? Geordie's in last. He's got the skill stick out, and he's been skillfully killed. There's ×2 on the second point. They haven't got all their scouts with them. They're just going to reset things over on SKEDDA now. But they have got a bit of an advantage on Mandem. I doubt they're going to use it, though.
I'm not sure why they didn't just follow up and commit and go with the momentum that they had. They had 2 picks. Medic was still sniping. They had a soldier they could have left to cap 2. What was there? They could have kept rolling with the 2 scouts. It looks like they're setting up some sort of backup play here above Cheese. Menex in the Ghazi spot, as I like to think of it. So we'll see. I don't think June and the gang are going to be wanting to push this out, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, Geordie has disarmed the bomb over on that underway. And yeah, Larnock's holding close to the door. I like the position over on Mandem. Just holding close to the door, why not? Especially because they might be rocking snipers or something over on the rest of SKEDDA, but they haven't actually brought back any sort of our classes, just going cookie cutter. So yeah, it's kind of in the ballpark for SKEDDA right now. What do they have to cook over on Snake Walls Last? This is their map pick. You expect them to have some sort of cooked up plays for being on Snake Walls Last for all sorts of maps.
Oh my God, Jordy, that was that was amazing.
That is a demo man pick, but I'm not seeing too much follow through, really. Maybe the sentry gun just too much diff at this point.
Yeah, I think what you do right now, Turbo, is you get healthy, you take a soldier lower, as Domo pressures the other door, and you pressure the lower and left doors. They're going for a sack instead. They're going for a sink bomb on the sentry, which does go down.
Yeah, but Fancy's back up now and already pressuring that door. He's committing a little bit into lobby. Domo is left in the lobby, kind of caught in no man's land, and he is no longer a man in this server. He has gone down to the respawn queue. 100% Uber charges still for both of these teams, despite all the pressure being laid into that top lobby. And I don't blame Mandem. They're probably just going to go for the round reset. It's 3 minutes left, and it's the most comfortable way to just make this last defense work on Snakewater.
Yeah, I think I liked what our boys on SKEDDA, like I think they identified the weakness. As you can see, June's playing very central on the gun. Fancy's a little bit isolated on this top door. You know, if he ever gets a misstep on his stickies, then he's on his own. You know, like, and he's an aggressive young man, isn't he?
I prefer where June is standing compared to, like, say, the dispenser armor. I think the amount of times you've seen medics now recently where they just trust that dispenser near the wall when really that wall is kind of a death sentence for them, I feel like. And now soldiers are learning to kind of curve these sentry guns as well a little bit more, going pie high in the sky and just going for those rockets instead. Boulder will get a snipe onto Geordie, body shot as well.
June got piped from shooting, got put onto 30 health. If they had anyone ready to go for that, it could have been nasty.
Still no off classes, or they're not sending anybody back with Geordie going down. So they're just expecting some good sort of sync or like playoff damage. And they are fishing for it. Clearly you mentioned about these pipes kind of being launched June's way, and Domo's still fishing for it as well. But they're just running down the clock, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Domo needs a bit more help on the shutter side. If he gets a soldier that can kind of help him on the drop down, get rid of blank, he's got a lot of freedom on the shutter. He's got a nice angle as Geordie's getting launched about. Oh my god.
Oh, that's 3 down, and Menix is dangerously low as well. Can't quite find the finish off onto Menix, and yeah, they've gone hard out over on SKEDDA. Mac is all the way back to mid, and my god, Fancy is still chasing them as well. He's a lonely little demo man, and they're scared of him.
Yeah, I mean, Snakewater, notoriously one of the hardest lasts to break. I mean, sometimes you just gotta go for the 4-man, you know? And I was kind of expecting a trade to come out soon enough, but I'm glad to be offered for last, let's just say that.
Yeah, so you're MANDEM now. You made it second. Are you just kind of waiting for more mistakes, just letting the clock do the work for you now at this point, Corndog? Or, you know, do you think they are still a bit proactive on the MANDEM squad?
I think you can wait. You know, one of the rounds, was it both rounds they got where SKEDDA were, you know, aggressing into their second. And, you know, all it takes is a couple feeds, you catch one on the retreat, and suddenly it's, oh my god, these pipes!
Oh my god, Mac is down! Mac is dead!
Man.
Mac is not used as Uber again, and he is gonna go down, and his team are on scramble mode now. And god, they are scrambled. They're all over. They're a hot mess, and they're gonna go down one by one. Warp tries to kind of get the alley-oop sort of surprise against Boulder, but he's too buffed up. Menix going for a back cap, but he gets cut off at the door. Maybe a bit of time bought, maybe just more players feeding in. It depends on your point of view.
I mean, Seb, I don't want to say that the prediction came true, but you just wait for the mistakes. You know, Mac, he likes to make a few, clearly. No, it's a bit unfortunate there. The pipe's coming through the window there. Just fancy other things. What can you do sometimes?
Alright, so they are obviously holding the second point very sheepishly. They're jumping Fancy nice and high, and they get a Geordie pick. He was in a, you know, a desperate place for really for a sniper to be. More hero mode than safe mode over on Geordie Sniper. Domo going down. That is pretty much usually a death sentence for these last points, as a Domo man is crucial in this, but they pop off Uber. It's a big single Uber. June just punches the scout on point, and then obviously they just cap off with what players they had on that point, and despite having Uber, they couldn't defend it.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in SKEDDA, really. Like, this is the third time they've kind of been on to their enemy second, and just can't really get something going. The sacks then lead into feeds, or like, I don't know, it's just not really panning out their way. As Domo's earlier to mid this time.
Yeah, I think... Oh, well, there's no time to sift with the ashes right now. There's still a fire burning. There's 3 minutes left. Still possible for SKEDDA to kind of turn things around here. I'm surprised they're not switched off to crit screen. Usually this is the point of the game where they start just crank it into that crit gear, but instead just going to go nice and cookie cutter. Their mids have been, you know, quite varied and skillful so far on SKEDDA. Geordie fishing, baiting out maybe some of these scouts or some overextensions. and gets some good damage. It needs the follow-up of these scouts. Does Menex and find it? They do. And now they need to push across and avoid all this damage from Blank. They won't quite do that, but they're exchanging at least. Inso comes in from the flank, gets the force into Mac, and importantly gets out as well. And takes the 1v1 against Menex. Will go down to the Inzo. Inzo gets another kill onto the retreating Mac. And also, everybody else goes down over on poor SKEDDA. Inzo was crucial for the team there on that mid.
Inzo was the man on that mid, it has to be said. Jordy had a pretty nice bomb at the start. He got bolted down to about 20 health. Felt like there was maybe a lack of follow-up, but it seems they were all focusing on Bill, our good old fancy elf, who has just gone down on last. Unlucky.
He has been feeling himself a little bit. I think he's just been pushing the line, see how far he can take it. And there are a lot of stretches where Fancy's are way ahead of his team, just seeing what he could kind of fish out. And with them capping second now, they have to basically give it up. Geordie goes for a play onto June in the back lines, but they just give up second instead and just make sure that the medic is calm and collected and, you know, under control. Medic's trying to fish from the window. Oh, goes down as well. Craters. Inzo is dominating the poor boy. And they get the other scouts as well. That's pretty much no off-classes ready for this last point. They've got a Kritzkrieg in the back pocket of Mag if he heals somebody.
Domo! Oh, nice force from Domo on the door. He bombed it like the madman he is. I don't think this Chris is going to come up in time, though.
Yeah, Geordie goes down first. Walker's going to get a kill onto Boulder, though, but there's no bodies left for this last point to defend, and yeah, that is 4 rounds on the board. It's looking impossible, because it is.
That is game over, totally, indeed. Yeah, I don't know, I think SKEDDA, they had... What's the word? They had some grips into this game, that's not the word.
and then they had some fumbles of the grip.
Yeah, and before you know it, it kind of slips away and you're 4-1 down with a minute to go. But I liked what I'm seeing. It was competitive. It wasn't a roll either way.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like a slow decline or people were just scared to lose. They were taking opportunities, they were taking advantages and fights and all this stuff. They were just little kind of silly mistakes. You know, just dropping players during Ubers, different wavelengths. Speaking of Corndog, this Demo and Mac like wavelength, what's going on here? Are they just fighting in 2 different mumbles?
I don't think so. I mean, Mac is, I believe, main calling for these guys. Oh no, mate, it's Geordie, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's not what it used to be. I don't know. Mac is obviously a little bit inexperienced on the medic class, but he's been around the top level for a while. You think he'd know, especially how to play with a demo man, being as he came from that class himself.
Yeah, touche.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to get a little insight into their mumble, see what's going on. See if Mac's the old apologetic kind of guy, or if he's pointing fingers. Maybe he's pointing fingers.
Double downing, yeah. Like, what are you doing staying in that fight? We should back out. You rather.
Yeah, but in the end, it looks like it's going to be 4-1 to MANDEM. Yeah, even after their disgusting first 2 mids, where Blank's just rinse and repeating the kitchen, but it's worked out for them.
Well, Corndog, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. So the good news is there's still another map in this tow for SKEDDA to kind of redeem themselves. The bad news is that was their map pick on Snakewater. So in theory, this upcoming Sunshine should be a death sentence to the poor SKEDDA boys.
So I want to take you back 30 minutes ago, all right, to the past.
Ooh.
When I made the prediction of it going 4-2 to MANDEM on this map.
Oh
and if we look at the top, it was not far away. Am I wrong?
I mean, I have to play the tape again because I'm almost dumbfounded in how close that prediction was.
It's scary. I know. It's powers. You know, I don't know what it is. It's inside me. I can just see things.
Well,
okay?
You also said as well that they were actually going to run it back on this Sunshine map. It was going to go the other way. And SKEDDA were going to be the captains of the Sunshine. So let's see if that crystal ball works in 2 different halves of TF2.
I mean, as me and you were chilling before the game, we saw SKEDDA play against Evil Guys. Is that their name? What's Bud's team called?
Evil Gaming,
whatever they're called. Yeah, and we saw them. I think that was a 5-1, right, from SKEDDA.
Yeah, it was pretty convincing, actually, from SKEDDA.
And you know, and Bud's team, they're no schmucks. They got some big names. You know, they got the Shappy. I can't name anyone else on that team as I'm thinking about it, but they got some big names, all right?
Poor guy is running this tournament, and you still won't say Bud's name.
Nah, not that guy. Not that guy at all. But I've got some faith. I've got some faith in SKEDDA this game.
All right. Talk to me about Sunshine. What can you kind of draw from this map compared to, say, like Snakewater? What do you think, like, sort of lifelines can they afford on this map compared to the map they just played?
So I think one of the issues that I was larping on around was the mid to second stalemate that SKEDDA just couldn't really seem to get anything going. You know, it was responsible for a couple of round losses. And what's different about Sunshine is it's so uncomfortable to be on your own second, at least from a medic perspective. If the enemy team takes flowers and you're there, there's not really anywhere nice to stand. And I honestly think most medics, even in Prem, they misplay it. Because you obviously don't want to go inside the lighthouse. You don't really want to be in front of the lighthouse because then you're just very exposed. But you don't want to be behind the lighthouse because then you're kind of too far away. It's hard to find a middle point. So I think SKEDDA, they're going to find some more openings. If they can get past mid, which they were managing to in the last game, then I think they're going to be able to get a bit more going. Maybe get onto the enemy's last a couple of times, you know?
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is going to be our map 2 of the round 6 of the 6v6 Summer Cup, brought to you by Bud and brought to you by Gladiator.tf. Big shout out to them, and it's also a big shout out to your 2 casters. It's Turtles and Corndog, and Sammer's on production as well. And yeah, now I'm going to ask the big question, the one that everyone wants to know, and kind of recap before what you said. Who's going to win this map? Yeah, Corndog.
I'm telling you, Turbo, they're running it back. It's going to go the other way this time. SKEDDA going to take it. I'm thinking maybe like a 3-1. You know, MANDEM will get into the game. Maybe like a 3-2. I'm going to cover a few bases here. I'm not going to give you the outright score. But I think this could go SKEDDA's way. Honestly, I have a feeling. Something in the air.
Damn, you're like the jazz player of predictions. You know, there are no rules. You're just going for all of it and any of it. All right. So I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to post man come out to opinion man and say, like, I think they're going to clean up and it's going to be saddening to watch. I think MANDEM 5-0 crushing defeat.
Come on, then do it,
5-0. I read my lips.
What, you got some inside knowledge?
I don't know. I have a good feeling.
A feeling.
This isn't a cheat feeling. This is like an actual, like, feeling the winds in the whispers of life. I don't know. I just feel confident in MANDEM. This looks like a really switched on team. The only thing that has me a bit of a question mark is I am kind of picturing a MANDEM with Haunts in it, because I know I like Haunts' mid, what he achieves on Sunshine. I obviously won't delve too much because I might make myself look silly, but he does a lot, I think, on this map. So whether or not Blank kind of rises up to that occasion, and I will stand and say that kitchen play worked out once, that last map, so maybe the once is all they need over on MANDEM to get the ball rolling.
Do you reckon we're going to be seeing Blank go back to his old ways of going into the cafe this time? He's going to sit there.
I mean, this man is clearly cares for cookware in some way, whether it's a kitchen, whether it's a cafe. So I think he just likes little kind of confined areas that he wants to mark as like, this is my territory, do not come in.
Whatever, we're about to see.
All right, this is SKEDDA versus MANDEM. This is round 6, and it is the 6v6 Summer Cup. Need I remind you, Turretabs, Corndog, Samus, and it's round 1 of our Sunshine map. Let's see what's happening. Blank, my eyes are on you. That's not a cafe, that's the bell tower.
He's lost.
He'll find that man, his poor parents. He's a lost child. Oh, there we go. We're back into familiar territory. This is what he wants.
Look at Warps though. He's waiting in the enemy's flowers. He's been found by Lardox though.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to go back round. He's hoovering up health packs in the meantime. Playing 5 versus 6 over on this mid, and when the dominoes fall a bit more, Warped is gonna be almost pseudo dead to his team as they just run over poor SKEDDA when they just do a head count.
It almost felt like SKEDDA had more room on the map, honestly. But I guess in hindsight, maybe they spread themselves a little bit too thin. I liked the idea from Warped. He hid himself in the flowers. You know, they were checking cafe, they checked choke, and then boom, there he is in flowers. But it didn't quite work out as they hoped for, I think.
Believe it or not, I think that's a thing that Haunts likes to do on these mids as well. He likes to play hiding on flowers, so maybe I just got the bad juju and picked the wrong soldier.
Yeah, what can you do? But MANDEM, they got full ad now. They're looking at this right side. Classic standard. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, Sentry Gun will kind of, well, I would say force off, more like give a task to that Uber charge. They rotate very quickly though, impressive from MANDEM, and already pressuring the point. Sticky's on point, counter from Domo, but they're being crawled over by poor MANDEM, and look, they can take their time. I think I saw Boulder standing still at points there.
Did you see what Boulder did when he came in with the Uber?
He shot people.
No, he ran in, sword out, sword like jumped up to the little balcony area,
right, and
just cleared it of soldiers. It was I've never seen that before. It's quite a nice play from him.
Yeah, you usually do have that roaming soldier loving that spot in life, but actually getting early pressured out, that is nice. And so he did shot someone. I knew it.
Well, yeah, okay.
Another mid, another dawn. It's fine. That was a gimme. That was just oh my god, Domo is dead. It's like been 2 seconds. Well, this is kind of bad. And they've also kind of cut off their only way to back out here. Like, Mac is trying to leave, and he's got a scout directly on top of him. 2 soldiers meet him behind as well. The only thing they have to kind of count on for SKEDDA is that they threw everyone.
Bill wins these. Bill wins these every day, Turbo, I'm telling you.
I mean, maybe if Geordie leaves, yes.
Come on, Bill. Where's the confidence? Where's the swagger from that?
Where is everyone? Okay, they're on second. Oh no, Geordie's on mid. It's a tour around Sunshine, and
he wants it. Look at him. He's so hungry for mid that MANDEM can come right back in here.
Yeah, they've got buffs on them. They're allowed to get back in. I don't think Mac is quite with the rest of his team. Yeah, he's coming back in with a scout now. Scout choo-choo train coming in and finally healing everybody up over on flowers.
Geordie's got a flank here though.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, Bill!
Oh no, doesn't quite get the crossbow from June. He's got 2 scouts already being healed up and doesn't really have time to heal. And Blank will get the kill on Mac, however. So now they just have to play very simple TF2, keep their medic alive, cap out second, and keep him safe.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they didn't see Geordie there. He was like standing behind the Tetris, like spamming. He wasn't even hiding. He was like spamming across mid, but I guess the MANDEM boys didn't spot him. And now it's full ad for MANDEM coming into second. And it looks like SKEDDA just going to completely give it up with Warps doing some tier 6 jumps behind them. What the fuck?
Oh, that is some jumping main stuff if I've ever seen. And he's coming back in, but Boulder is literally right on top of the man and will have him controlled. And Menix and Af already setting up for last.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the feed. It gives him a 20-second respawn. It's all going to be on our boy Geordie to block the point as they come through dungeon here.
Yeah, so Sentry can get spammed out pretty early. That means they don't have to use this Uber charge straight away. They actually use it now, and they're already on top of Af. And actually can't quite find him, and they lose Fancy during all of that crazy sort of switch around between the scouts and the soldiers. And yeah, they decide to just back out completely with Fancy going down.
Yeah, Max can't make one a Zuba here. They might try and go for the force while they're 3 down, as they want to bust in this top left door.
Inso's in, but they're thinking, why not do better? Just cap the point. But I guess that is one way to force an Uber charge, as Mac just pops off the Uber. I wonder if he could have just been brave enough to just not pop the Uber and just physically block it, you know?
I don't know, there's 3 players on top of your head. It's one of those where it's like, maybe it's better to use the Uber. You know, the enemy, they're only 30, it's only 30 ad, you know, it's not insurmountable.
I mean,
easier to get it off rather than drop or lose a round. So it's decisions to be made.
Yeah. Cashing in early, I get you. Alright. So they're back at last. It's an Uber advantage for MANDEM, but I don't think they're looking to use it straight away. Oh wait, maybe they are. Yeah, everyone's getting buffed up now, and they're going from the cookie cutter left-hand side. They go in, jumping early, take out the sentry gun right quick, and already switching, rotating around to the other side. But they've rotated around just as quickly over on SKEDDA. Menix is back on the heavy weapons guy. They've defended the point as well pretty nicely. The heavy weapons has got those soldiers under control. It's a very strong defense from SKEDDA this time round.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting the Mac Uber to come out, but he held it in the end. I was also going to be a little bit critical, because again, he's not building as well as he should be. But yeah, full Uber out, and they're going to try and take second for this.
Half is just taking the solo YOLO Uber. Will get the kill onto Fancy and could maybe fish for more here, but decides to just keep it simple. He's going to go rotate from Flowers instead. His team caps off second, and oh, poor Geordie goes down in the valley area. And Blank gets a good rocket onto Mac. Av really dedicates himself to punish that play, however. And Domo will get the cleanup pipe. June pops off the Uber because there's a flanking warp from behind. Mac will go down. The Scout is trying to kind of weasel his way, but he weasels his way in towards Warp's zone as he was trying to go and flank from there. And Geordie just respawned.
Yeah, there's 2 up on last. They might get a spawn through it.
The sentry gun.
I don't know why he's running a gun.
I mean, that's just... I mean, surely someone is commenting that they're telling what players are in front of their eyes. I think that's just some automatic TF2 coming out from the scouts of SKEDDA for a moment.
I want to take you out to mid quickly before we get to the mid fight. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, we have a nice advantage and you lose it, and then it's like, oh, you get another pick. And it's like, you don't know what you're doing. And you always forget about the Ubers, and before you know it, you're back on mid, down around.
Oh my god, Blank is feeling the hatred, and he will go down nice and early. Domo, oh my god, Geordie going down to the Sticky, and Lauder's going in deep. Can't quite get Superback all the way flying through the air, and will keep himself alive despite June going for a fancy crossbow across the map.
Yeah, I was hoping for a nice air shot. We haven't seen one tonight yet, and it was nicer from Mac.
Oh, Fancy syncing up those stickies at the same time. A choke, just timing it well. The timing was right, and the stickies hit somewhat well, but just couldn't quite find the jugular kills, you know? Throws... Well, you wished it, you wanted it, and you got it.
The chat... I asked you right, I wish, and it came. And I can't talk to her. I can't force my mind. Another one? Oh no.
Domo and Fancy are just having like a demo off here. They just really don't want to lose ground on each other, and they just will go full man mode. Mac popped a Zuba, by the way, during all that. I'm not sure if you noticed, because it was kind of a sheepish pop and didn't really draw too much attention to themselves. I wonder if even MANDEM noticed there.
Hold up, here's the Geordie sniper. They're teasing him in choke. They know he's there. Geordie nothing's coming from that. He's not known for his sniper.
He's still in the forward, and June has moved up, but yeah, they've got too much hot on the door, so he will back out, he will rotate to last. What we got? What we're cooking here, SKEDDA?
Well, for some reason we had 2 scouts until about 2 seconds ago, so they're taking their sweet time. They're on 60%. No one's building this though, so... and the Uber comes in.
The level 1 goes down, believe it or not, as they are trusting that Menix Heavy to do a lot of work again. Will rotate from the respawn, goes back to Scout because it's just taking too much time with the heavy weapons guy. Inzo is making a lot of impact to say he's got 2 HP, and they throw in the soldiers. They are focusing kills rather than cap over on MANDEM. Now there's just one low little Scout, but there is a lot of depleted health. He gets the kill onto Fancy. He wants more of this poor MANDEM team, but they won't give it to him.
Yeah, for some reason Fancy didn't cross with the Uber. He kind of left himself isolated on the right hand side, and it kind of meant that he wasn't quite in there like he should be, you know. And then yeah, the blue Uber came out late, which is going to give Red 50% advantage here. It's going to give it after this time to get a gun up, and they're building well.
Okay, so Menix seeing if he can get maybe a hero sniper around that left-hand side, or just a cheeky little pick onto anybody to kind of slow down this push. Can't quite find it. Will rotate to heavy weapons guy now. Sentry gun taken out pretty early. They're not rotating as quickly though over on MANDEM this time. And yeah, that trap actually finds Lardox, and yeah, they're all bunched up in this corner. A lot of spam, a lot of rockets. They actually get a kill onto Geordie, who was part of that spam squad. Can't really finish him off either. Fancy, he is bold, and he will not find anything from his bold sort of positionings, and yeah, making the push out. Blank gets a kill onto Wards, was going for the last sort of play, will go down however, and this does not stunt the second push. It should though, as they actually use the Uber. Domo wants to get aggressive, right on Fancy. Fancy will go down. Larlox. They've got Inso is controlled. Larlox will get the kill onto Geordie into the lobby area. He's at last. Has he got a pain train? He hasn't. He could get a scout onto the board to block it. He's fighting away from the point because Domo returns back as well. Domo will block the point as well as Warped, and that doesn't look like it went to plan, but
They
it
have
did
Uber.
in a way.
Uber
They
from
got the
lower.
second points defended, and they've got more fighting happening. Second into last with this Uber charge. They've got the ×3 cap, the third round on the board. My prediction's looking pretty sweet so far.
Give it time, Trevor. Right, give it time. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Lardox, but I have to say that play was all in him. You know, he gets the kill in lobby, he takes him to last, he kills the scout. He almost killed Domo as well. It was almost a huge solo play. But yeah, they do get the round off the back of it.
Blank is nice and early. Is this process? As he's right on top of the demo man and just gives him a little. I don't think he was a love tap. It was just like kind of a wave onto mid. And oh, Fancy getting a nice stickies, an early pick onto a scout. But oh god, what a great response from these soldiers of Warped and Jordy. Warped doing such huge amounts of damage and just presence on that mid. Gets 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kills to kind of clean up the aggressive situation that MANDEM gave it to them.
I'd hate to take away from your point, Turbo, but I'm not sure presence was the thing that Warped had on that mid, because I was about to criticise him for almost baiting his team. You know, he's hiding away in this choke, Af's already dead. It's almost like a 4v6 on mid, but he uses the timing nicely. He comes in, he gets the flank off on the scout and the medic. And yeah, he picks up 3 as you said, and somehow they get the mid win off the back of it.
Yeah, not many people kind of bank on the soldiers just having that sort of impact. They usually are kind of a one and done sort of class on these mids, but the Warped manages to
Interesting
pull
gun,
it
by
out
the
of the
way.
bag nicely. And yeah, they're actually going for kind of a peekaboo gun. This is nice, kind of just turning attention away from the doors. And ooh, they do get the scouts and the soldiers over out of the doorway. Has been he actually gets air shot, and they get and all that sort of kind of looking at the air shot. Everybody forgot about the point. I forgot about the point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the scout crits from last. It can work, but I just 9 times out of 10, I'd rather have a heavy there. You know, sat there,
100%.
revved up, laser beams across the map. But I'm liking the crits from last. I'm liking it. Are we paused?
I think it's just also, yes, it is a pause, and also it's just the force as well. You know, that gun just dictates where soldiers need to go, where scouts should be, with just the force impact of all these bullets. The scout laser beams, I don't feel like you feel the presence that much. You know, it's not continuous.
They're good, but you almost need them to kind of like almost one by one you. You know, you're only a scout 185. If you do get flanked at the same time, then you know you go down and suddenly you've got a medic without a heal beam target, and yeah. But I don't want to say, Turbo, but as soon as you say your predictions, right? Is it the caster's curse? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that is a good point. Actually, I've just seen a stinking 1 on the board now. So, okay, well, I've got egg on my face, but it's fine. 15 minutes left on the clock. Maybe they could do a spiritual 5-0 by just giving them the gimme round and then 2 more rounds to follow from MANDEM.
Well, would be nice.
But there is a pause though, so I wonder who this pause will be. I doubt it's MANDEM.
Oh.
Surely you've still got your cool at this point in the game.
We're straight back in Turbo as Bill is super fast to flowers.
Oh my goodness, yes he is. A lot of early damage. And Domo has just been, just got him controlled and absolutely decimated. And everybody has come out from flowers as well, so they are just destroyed.
Wow, that was. I mean, that's all Bill.
Oh my God,
the
Mac.
presence.
Is Matt gonna get killed? No, he's already back at.
He's absolutely fine.
I was worried he was gonna hang about at last there, but no, he will go back to the respawn. And yeah, Fancy just completely dominating Domo. I mean, you're making it sound like Domo is not a side grade. Maybe he is. I'm kind of missing Lucas right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Fancy dips Lucas every day as well, because I mean that kid's basically cheating. You know what I mean? He's that kind of good. But do they have Uber? My HUD's got to get back on the. Oh yeah, equal Uber's on last, is it?
Yeah, equal Uber's on last.
Yes, of course.
Correct,
Mac lived, yes.
So they got the app sentry gun. It's in the closest spot. Oh my god, it actually gets picked up. Okay, I thought it got destroyed then. But yeah, they are just setting up that sort of perma defense, making it very difficult for anybody to kind of pressure this medic. Mac literally walks off to a certain area and then like just I think he's just got. He's got din-dins or something. The man has got a pizza delivered and he had to leave. Okay, he's back in, but he's got no Uber. So
I think they're going to give him swords, yeah.
Yeah, they're just going to give him sort of, wow, what sportsmanship.
he kills him.
Oh wow, they don't even like
Yeah.
blood transfusion or anything. They just let the man die. But I
It's
guess
cold.
maybe they could look at this as an opportunity. It does give them a chance to off-class here.
No, surely you don't abuse that, right? Oh, you mean from
I mean, you did give them an Uber. Come now.
yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just sportsmanship, right? You're not gonna do that to them, right?
It's a trade, you know. One sportsmanship coin spend.
Where's the? I don't like. What's this dispenser? I wish the dispenser was on the barrel. I'm not gonna lie, but
No, this is Pub TF2. Okay, it's all about the sentry gun. Even though you got a pyro.
it's the sentry.
Oh, blank going down. I don't know why he was trying to fight on point. They knew though there was a sentry gun there. Geordie spends his license to die as a free death, per se. Oh, a soldier play whilst Geordie is down. Lawless is just checking to see if stickies are clear. They are. And Domo being pressured from point. And they're just seeing how much they can get away with without invoking the sentry gun. But Domo is just still a Demoman in this game. He can't cut off the doorway, and he has. That's 2 scouts down. You don't see that every day, Condor.
No, I was kind of hoping Bill would give a little bit more pressure on top right. It felt like he was having a. And I don't want to say this, you know, because he's been doing it the entire game, but he wasn't having impact in that pressure. He was just kind of chilling in lobby. He might have been hoovering up ammo or something. But now he's the first man back into lobby. He's aggressive. His team is miles away, and he's the only man in lobby right now.
Is this man 007 or is he 700 respawn queue? Let's see what the spy can do over on Inzo. He's gone invis. He takes a rocket immediately, but I don't think they spotted him. So, okay, the fact that there's a pyro coming out and Menex is like flaming the area, I'm guessing maybe they do.
Although,
I think he might. Did he bump into somebody there? No.
No, he didn't bump into. I think they just know from there.
They're just checking. So maybe someone did a class check over on SKEDDA. But yeah, Inzo is just a glorified camera at this point.
You could also go for some sort of maybe, like, the pyro is on the gun. You can maybe for like a sap play. Every member of the blue team is hunting for him now.
Yeah.
It provides opportunities though, honestly.
Yeah. The defense is slightly weaker. I mean, I would love just a pistol play from Inzo. You know, just get another person jumping in, pistol down the medic.
I wouldn't mind it. He's got that scout aim, right? But yeah, honestly, like a double or a triple right now. I like this. They've got soldiers into the spawn.
Where's he going to uncloak? This is where he's going to uncloak if this works. If this works, he's uncloaking. He's right on top of Domo, gets the stab, and will go down immediately, but this gives opportunity. With no Domo now, this doorway is pretty free for MANDEM to kind of mess around with. Blanca's doing a discount fancy though, and can't really kill off the okay, he will kill off the sentry gun now. I'm shocked that actually worked. Actually, they have an engineer. Oh, because he wants the crits. The crit shotgun, Frontier of Justice delivered, as that will be law that's going down. And yeah, Wish.com fancy taking out the sentry gun actually goes against him there.
Yeah, it was a big play from Inso there. Taking out Domo, he was never going to get Mac. Mac was playing safe. He's back pressed up against the wall. There's no way he's getting in there. I'm a little bit disappointed in Fancy as they bring the Uber in. They're going for a traitor onto the Pyro.
Okay, well they will isolate Boulder 100%. I say isolate, finally gets the kill onto Boulder now, and Menek's kind of left alone though. That kind of makes it not too worth. And I don't know why Larlux is going for a jump on Demo or Domo there. I mean,
it's too fast.
Yeah, maybe a couple of seconds left to be fair. So I guess clown time in the old TF2 game. It's going to be a round reset. 11 minutes left on the clock. And yeah, I mean, if you're SKEDDA, this is good news.
Hey, all I'm saying is it's paying out for my my prediction. You know, I know I said 3-1 to SKEDDA, but you know, it's still going their way. All right.
Oh, you know, you sneezed. You know,
it's 11 minutes.
Put the wrong vote in the ballot box.
Yeah, you know, it happens. Sometimes you just, you know, you tick
Right,
conservative.
the cross means I want them. I thought the cross means I don't want them.
Exactly, you got it.
Geordie starts off the bell tower, regrets it, and gets sticky down right at the start. And oh no, Geordie, with lacking of health, will go down pretty early off. And that's 2 flank players behind. And Warp tries to address those low flank players, gets gobbled up by said flank. And God, they're dropping like absolute dominoes here for SKEDDA. And they're back at last. To say they spent all that time, they're now back at stinking last.
Look at Boulder. They're all over top left already. Bill's getting pressure in. There's no way they're getting it up. I'd love for a heavy to come out right now to give them a bit of effective HP. But yeah, look at this pressure. The second cup's going to be very delayed. I'm not sure they're really going to get anything off of this. Maybe they can rip a sack right now, though, if they're fast.
Yeah, I don't think they are. The Menex is just... I think maybe they're all in defense mode just with... Oh, wait, is that Geordie Spike? Excuse and what? Sacre bleu?
He's going for it as well.
Oh my god, he got shot, and I think he's been noticed. But fortunately, it's the last spy, so you can just switch off. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
Max is ripping off headshots here. He hit just 2 back-to-back on Bill. But yeah, I want to take you back to mid, just for a second, sir, before anything happens here.
Oh.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Blue. They're making some adjustments. Previously, Warp's always done this kind of hiding place out as well. Labs comes in, onto Max, double swing from top right.
Oh, yep, gets him. That level 1 sentry gun just not really effective enough to keep his medics safe, especially holding on the left-hand side as well. I mean, I don't know what they expected to happen.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but maybe Max showing his inexperience here. You know, personally, you don't come out of spawn until you got level 2. The level 2 is such a huge upgrade. But they're going to try and make it work on second. They've got Bill and they've got Inso, and they might try and go for more here.
Oh, Warp, though, is getting tagged. I don't know how he lives, though. And yeah, he will get cleaned up now. And they're going to go for last, you know. Back cap, but from the front, they pop Uber. They're coming in from the basement door. June trying to pressure the point, and Blank chases the kill onto Domo. And Mac almost going down. He's so low. He's left. He's a scout. He's a good thing there's a health pack on that area. Mac will go down. The shooting range has been closed. The target and prize has been won. And Fancy is happy with this. He's just going to back out.
Wait, Lots again for top left. Oh no. Jesus Christ.
Warped, going for the flank around, gets the kill onto Fancy. It's just absolute lemmings, and they're just taking bites out of each other. Trading guard game, and everyone's just trading for each individual one by one.
Blue needs to leave here. Domo's getting caught. There's no way you keep fighting this. Saf needs to leave right now.
Yeah, it was kind of greedy, but I think they're looking at the time, they're feeling the squeeze, and they're getting desperate. So it's understandable, but it's unfortunate. Kritzkrieg on the boat for Team Mandem. Let's see if they can let it stay on.
They've got the demo. Inso's in through top left. It's going to get a huge flank onto Warps.
They're not even waiting for the Kritzkrieg. They are just trying to pressure them constantly. Maybe in all the chaos, a Kritz just comes and just squares them out. Boulder will go down. Fancy. 1 crit onto Mac, and now it's just see if he can just land anything else. Geordie, 1 HP warrior, will go down eventually, but it's just June alive, and I mean, can you call this a success? They might be stuck in perpetual crits now. June giving them the bust, and will go down to Domo. Oh, there's a soldier on last. There's no stickies. There's no pipes loaded for Blank on this last point. It's a 4th round on the board. My spiritual second, my real prediction can still come true.
Yeah, I mean, I want to take you back a couple of last pushes ago. I thought it was a bit of a throw from June. You know, June's going for the whole play the point kind of play. Should have just trusted their players, get that beam onto Boulder. But they make it work in the end with the crits. As Fancy trying the same play again, aggro into Flowers under the point this time.
Yeah, it gets a little health buff, I guess, but doesn't quite dominate Domo this time. And Menex, excuse me. Okay, well, he was just going aggressive. I think we've kind of lost our head a little bit over on SKEDDA on these points. I don't know what the plan was from any of these teammates.
It's kind of weird. They had 2 soldiers over by the cafe side. Menex isolated himself on the enemy, well, their own Tetris, and Turbo. I hate what we're seeing, but you might have been right overall.
Oh, another pause? I mean, I guess they're trying to pick up the crumbs of what's left in this game. Oh, no. It's worse than a pause. It's the worst kind of pause. It's the game has ended pause.
Damn.
Yeah.
They wanted that over and done with.
Yeah, the game is over. Everyone shut your laptop, turn off your monitors, and do a sigh of pity as poor SKEDDA have lost this game. In what measure? In what happened in these final moments? Maybe an extra round? Maybe I was actually right in my prediction? We do not know.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to leave that to to the myths. Who knows what happens? Let's go with the 4-1. It had to be the 4-1, right?
We can look at the logs. Oh,
Well, we
look at
don't
that.
have to.
Oh, look at that. 5-1.
No, we can leave that and just pretend. Let's just pretend that maybe SKEDDA came back. Who knows what happened?
Yes, it was just such a clapping that it just sent MANDEM into such a fierce rage.
The demo is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous and redonkulous. It really showed itself in the Sunshine map. I think Fancy just obviously, super comfortable on this map compared to Domo on the Snake Water. Oh, then again, you don't really see too many demo men kind of going aggressive on Snake Water. Everyone just kind of, claps you back, I suppose. But you've got a bit of time. You've got a bit of like speedy leg room on this Sunshine, and he's actually showing why you need to be speedy.
Yeah, he was really making use of it. I love that kind of mid where he was just honestly just putting his balls on Domo's face. Is the nicest way I can put it. He was all over their flowers.
Yeah, just kind of on top of the point. I liked, just that position. It just feels really oppressive, when you just feel slightly lower than the demo man. Not that kind of lower where you get the arc. It's just the arc is maybe a bit too early over on Domo, and it's just really awkward and So, yeah, very good. What other things can we sift through and decipher here? I mean, there wasn't nearly as many drops coming out from Mac, during all these Ubers. It wasn't a case of like, oh no, my demo is dead. That wasn't the case here. I think it was just literally they could not get a foothold on control after these mids, or if they did win the mids, they couldn't really convert into what they were trying to cook there. Like, I don't think there was a time where if they won a mid, Mac was also alive on that mid. But maybe I need to look back at the tape.
One of those kind of scrappy games where you're kind of fighting for every inch almost. And it still felt kind of close up until honestly the last kind of 5 minutes, where obviously you get the garbage time. But yeah, the only mids I can remember them winning was when Warped kind of went huge, got that 3K. Outside of that, it was I don't know.
Just some scrap mids.
It felt like they isolated themselves a lot, honestly. Like Af getting caught out sometimes, Menex on that. I mean, that last mid, obviously, but not really finding much with the bombs. I don't think it's Juno dying 5 times. It kind of speaks for itself, really.
And even then, I think that was just Juno really going aggressive, like kind of throwing her life away sometimes.
Yeah, Ubering on last, whipping out the head, taking 100 damage. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
all that shenanigans.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
I don't know what else. Just there were some times where it was like some really solid last defenses, and then other times it was not. I think that was just more like MANDEM kind of showing off rather than like SKEDDA dropping the ball. Apart from maybe that one time when Mac was like in the wrong position, but we all make mistakes.
No, it was a good couple of games, Turbo. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping it wasn't gonna be a roll.
Yeah, there's something to bite into here. Actual ideas to talk about. Not somebody kind of scared to win, in a way.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is nice. I still think that I know as much as I care about Domo and all this stuff. It's clear he is a merc. They are not familiar with Domo, and I think that's like the nice way to put it. So I think, Lucas will be more than welcome back, let's just say, even if Domo started signing contracts,
It's simply a difference of ideas, It's how it goes sometimes. You have
familiarity, if you're just not there. You're just not there for all the rough and tumble of ETF2L, and now you have to be thrown into this cup. It happens.
Yeah, no. But no, good couple of games.
All right, let's round it out here, Corndog. Any sort of little shout-outs before we close shop?
Just to my mum.
Okay, well, I'm going to give a better shout out. I'm going to shout out to our sponsor, to Gladiator.tf. A big shout out to providing sponsorship of this wonderful 6v6 Summer Cup being organised and headed by your very own Bud. And a big shout out to obviously our 2 teams tonight, to SKEDDA and MANDEM for the wonderful game. That was round 6. Round 7 will be tomorrow, alongside as well our start of our bracket games as well. It could be top 4, but we'll see. Maybe Bud might change, might tell me, oh no, it's actually 6, and I just made a grave error. Either way, I've been Turbotabs. With me has been Corndog. A big shout out to Tim as well, and a big shout out to Samus on production. Truly a godsend. All right, and bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Go. You can leave now. Yes, leave. Go. Bye.